Love it or leave it.
Happy Christmas Eve, everyone! It is I, producer Brian, and welcome to Love It or Leave It, Lovett's Not Here edition. Yes, Lovett took half an edible right before we asked him what the theme of this best of episode should be. We heard nothing, we went looking, and we found him asleep under his desk with Pundit nibbling away at the Baby Bell cheeses he apparently had stashed away in his pockets for winter. Like a semi-abusive squirrel with a wildly fluctuating sense of self-worth. So, we just went with the team's favorite segments from the year. He doesn't listen anyway. Up first, sweet producer Malcom.
Hey everyone, I'm Malcom Whitfield. I'm an associate producer at Crooked Media. So for my favorite moment, there was an episode we did in March with Tony Hawk where the idea was Tony Hawk talks to the audience just about like risk taking because he's like a risky guy. And we pivoted it so hard to Tony Hawk, please give us free therapy.
Absolutely.
And this episode has had such an impact on my life. I went home recently, and someone who I don't know that well, but from the old days, like, oh my God, I listen to Love It or Leave It every week. Like, you guys were all kind of going through something in March, right?
Yeah.
It's been so pervasive to my life, I felt like it needed to be shouted out.
And then Tony fixed us.
Tony did fix us.
He fixed us all.
I didn't have any problems anymore after that. My credit score is 800 now.
Damn.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Hi, Tony Hawk.
All right, great.
Great.
That moment haunts me saying hi, Tony Hawk.
Oh, it's
Hi.
perfect.
I guess for me,
Get a tramp
I'm
stamp
recently
of it.
out of like a relationship and trying to like do this
Oh,
whole
here
thing
we go.
where I'm trying to like find myself a little bit more. And
God,
something
we're
I
going
realized
through
from talking to a lot of my
so
close
unwell.
friends is I'm not vulnerable. I'm not really good at like, you know,
Yeah.
like it truly is like looking back on my past self and being like, you've grown so much.
Yeah,
from
I feel the
that.
same way. Thank God. Thank you, Tony Hawk.
Honestly, thank you, Tony Hawk.
It's too bad he's out of network.
Oh yeah, no, I had to Venmo him $6,000.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't have paid him.
Well, he requested.
Just absolutely just deciding you're a therapist from nothing, based on nothing, because you're good at jumping in the air with a wheel on your foot.
I thought that was reductive when Lovett said that.
Right, with a wheel on your foot.
Yeah.
10 years of my life, I have learned to become more vulnerable and share more. So what can I tell you? It's much more liberating. It's super scary. But when you get past that and you do, it
He's so
just
wise.
flows. And then you
This
Really
meant
now
so
stand
much to me. This meant so much to me to hear Tony Hawk say, "Hey, I've been where you
Yeah,
are."
it
Like,
really
that's
did.
A crazy. I can't explain how much that meant
You
to me.
walked in Tony Hawk's footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's beautiful.
And I kickflipped immediately
and then
after.
You kickflipped.
I landed a 900,
Yep.
which is what he was known for. We all know.
Ollie?
Okay.
Do you think that the weightlessness you felt is what gave you a kind of cockiness that might have caused you to break your femur?
So the segment I have picked is from our 2023 Pride show, and it features the wonderful comedian Kel Cripe, who we've had on before. And we were looking to celebrate two things. One, celebrate the wonderful non-binary people we know and work here and in society in general. And then two, I believe Caroline came up with the phrase during a merch meeting, they, them's the rules. And we said, we all like the phrase so much, we're going to back into a segment. And it took a couple weeks. It took a while. But we eventually came up with Kel Cripe just reading rules that they, as a non-binary person, had come up with, in addition to the ones that we offered them if they were interested. And again, I just like, you can see how the sausage is made. And
if you like they, them's the rules on a t-shirt, let us know.
Please let us know.
In the Love It or
Please.
Leave It Discord, let us know.
Because we will insist.
We will insist. We will make another act so we can get that on a damn t-shirt.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They them's the merch.
They, them's
them's
the
the
merch,
merch,
baby.
baby.
The merch.
roll clip.
We wanted to take a moment to celebrate all the incredible, wonderful, talented, hilarious, non-binary people we fight beside in the struggle for liberation. But none of them were available today. Jesus. So instead, we put Kel Cripe. Kel, come on out.
Kel's so funny. Oh.
I'm sorry about that.
No, thanks. That was the kindest intro I've ever had.
What characters did they do? They were
Tom Cruise.
They were Tom Cruise
Yes.
and then
Yep.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
What range?
Yeah, two sides of the same coin.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be telling you what to do now.
Yeah. Because you're presenting new rules for Pride in a segment we're calling They, Them's the Rules.
You can't tell me that's not catchy.
And whatever
It is.
you say, we have to abide by because, hey,
They,
them's
them's the
Our
rules.
They,
audience
them's
was
the
really slow
rules.
that day. They
a
were
segment
slow.
we built around the phrase They, Them's the
There we
Rules.
go. There we
Oh,
go.
baby.
Because it's like, the phrase them's the rules.
I've never heard of it.
All right. Well, Kel,
Them's the rule sounds wrong to me now. It's too short.
I know.
Yeah.
They them's the rules. Now that's a phrase.
Personal bias. Just please remember that they come from like a very elite society of a lot of people, and they're fair and kind.
Yeah, what? Sure. That's helpful for people.
Yeah.
For 100%.
Yeah. So first rule, how about get off the goddamn sidewalk?
Yes,
Yep.
it's true.
A lot of these,
It's
I was
true.
left going, what could they have possibly meant by any of this? Like, who's lounging at the sidewalk?
Of a binary, but you can't be in the middle of where I'm walking here.
That's a great rule.
Boom, they them's the rules.
They them's the rules,
Them's the
baby.
rules, baby.
I should have played a ding after every time they
Hey,
said that.
you ever been in a bathroom?
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
You ever sit down and then you go on your phone and then you're in there for 3 hours?
Yes.
Now, new rule. Every bathroom has to play Boy Genius. because I gotta get out before I start crying.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Getting up before crying's never stopped me.
I can't have anyone hear me cry in the
Hey, those are
bathroom.
They
rules.
them's the rules, baby.
Was that the end of that one?
Yeah, I think so.
But what happened? But don't you have to say? How do we know that's the end of the?
They them's the rules.
Yeah, there we are.
There they are.
Yeah,
There
all
they
right.
are.
How about this one? Every time you check something off your to-do list, you get a little treat subsidized by the federal government.
That's good.
That's so smart.
That would
Joe
help.
It's
Biden, are
hard
you
to do
listening?
tasks. So,
Kel
hey, you
Cripeonomics.
paid rent, brownie in the mail.
Yeah.
You mopped your kitchen floors, brownie in the mail.
Yep.
You flossed? Yeah, right, you liar. No one does that anymore. It's
It's true.
2023.
It's true.
Nobody
it's true.
does it.
Over
And hey, that
it.
reminds me of
Over it.
another
We're
rule.
done.
No
Leave that
more
shit to
flossing.
2023
It's
for the new year.
boring. Say it with me.
They
them's
them's the
rules.
rules.
Yes, the rules, baby.
Next clip, we are doing Why the Malls Are Dying with Chris Fleming.
Yes.
The Phantom of the Mall.
Great. This is my most favorite manic piece that has ever happened at Love or Leave It on stage because I had to do I picked it because I shot all the BTS, and seeing Chris Fleming transform into this character, there was no more Chris Fleming. It was solely Phantom of the Westfield Mall, and you never really catch Lovett completely off guard and unsure what to do, and that is the next 17 minutes of this mayhem.
He completely loses control of the show. I love it as a writer because sometimes it's stressful when someone very funny comes on the show and you're like, oh, I have to write something for someone who's so much funnier than me, which is never an issue with Lovett, but sometimes
Yeah, absolutely.
sometimes you have a really funny guest.
Yeah.
Sure, definitely.
Most
And
of the time,
then-
it's easy sailing.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then Chris comes on, it's like, oh, he didn't even read the script. Thank God.
Yeah.
It's so much funnier than we could ever have made it.
He's
Yeah.
a genius.
It's great. It's great. Roll the clip, as they say.
Imagine 15 vibrating chairs, John. I could give you that life. I could. Let me get you a neck massager from Brookstone. I could treat you better than crooked media. Throw your podcast away and live with me in Kate Spade.
Romantic, too.
Hey, Phantom.
Wait,
It's like
a namesake retailer showcasing.
Absolutely steals it from Lovett and keeps
Yeah.
it going.
This is
That's
Daniel,
masterful.
This is Daniel Day-Lewis level.
Yeah.
Wear and accessories.
You wrote this one, Halle, right? The
I
original?
think so,
Yeah.
yes. But again,
Again, like,
did anything that came out of his mouth vague snippets, words?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all Chris
I think
Fleming.
he got the words phantom and mall
Yes.
and then just went off.
I definitely wrote him singing certain parts, even though I guess I didn't know at the time the legal ramifications
Yeah.
if he was allowed to do that. Luckily, the law is yet to catch up
And
with
that's
us.
that's really the way to do it, is to go forth in ignorance.
Absolutely.
I say that every day I wake up.
No.
You're like, I don't need to know one damn thing.
Nope.
He did
someone
two
else's job.
characters. He did two characters because we did 2 nights in San Francisco.
Yeah, what was the other one?
It was a crypto
He was a
prospector.
crypto prospector.
prospector.
Another top contender, but
Also
we couldn't
great.
just like make this the Chris Fleming experience.
And again, not a single written word
Yeah.
made it out of his
Right.
mouth, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
Flawless.
Basically, no one at Crooked Media touched this. We just like Chris Fleming.
We just had a good time.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna sit. You come over whenever.
See,
just immediately.
has zero control and realizes it. And it's good. Lovett should have zero control sometimes. He needs to be put in his place.
Yeah.
I think that's
God,
what makes
God,
the
I
show
hate
the
that
best.
guy.
One thing we want to make perfectly clear.
Westfield Mall.
Are you also the Phantom of the Opera?
No, but we text. That poor man, it's been a bad year for Phantoms. His show closed, now the Westfield Mall. People don't go to opera houses anymore, John. It's hard to you probably haven't been in weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a fall asleep in front of ultimatum queer love because I don't want to admit that I failed to do what I said I'd do today type of guy. But yeah, let's say it's been a couple weeks since I've been to the opera.
Oh, 'cause our fashionable and supportive shoe that's good.
I think he has a bit about Sunglass Hut that is just
Yes,
fantastic.
sounds right.
Made well. Nordstrom. Aldo and Sunglass Hut.
Here it is.
No one's ever bought shit from Sunglass Hut.
I actually did. I did, but it was in a moment of panic because I lost my other sunglasses. I was going on vacation, and I went there under duress.
Whoa.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in one.
No way. I don't know how they're still open.
I might as well have had a gun to my head. That's
It
the
has
only
to be
reason
a
I went.
rich person store, right? Like
I don't know.
I'm gonna go in and buy sunglasses full price.
I'm gonna Google Sunglass Hut.
Yeah, say
And see
Google
what the price
Sunglass
is
Hut
at.
rich
100%.
people.
It's a front. It's a front.
You think?
Right, like
Yeah.
$400 sunglasses. Like this must be for rich people.
What do you think they're peddling underneath?
I think it's
Glamour.
a front for like
Aspiration.
some
Oh,
sort
you're
of
right.
cockfighting ring. I think that's what it's going to be.
Cockfighting.
Monaco feels like an FBI sting operation.
I really don't think
to
the
catch
people from
a
Phantom are going to
DJ.
sue us. This is so derangedly
It's
like
so deranged.
separate from the
I can
actual
see them
musical.
looking at this and going, I don't want to touch
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
No.
single part of this.
Yeah,
If
you
I
don't
have to
associate
meet
yourself.
the person who did this in court, I think I would lose my
I
mind.
would-
I might get some Oakleys while we're here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Hallie's
reclaim
just
them.
fully done with this
Oh,
now.
hell yeah.
Hallie's actually just shopping for this.
The libs are
cool.
taking back Oakleys.
But hit us up in Discord of what sunglasses you think Halle should wear.
I'm gonna get some purple and green Oakleys, wraparound Oakleys.
Yep.
With
Wow,
a
looks like a bug.
Shit's lit.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hallie's
just
in
riding
a
in the
bug era.
I'm just gonna be in the bus wearing that shit.
This is your Joker era.
I'm
This
ready
is-
to get there.
I think it's your villain time.
Yeah.
baby.
I like those.
I
I
like
think
that
we're cool now, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, cool. We're good. End clip.
End clip. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
End clip.
Hi, I'm Kendra James. I'm the executive producer of Love It or Leave It.
I'm Brian. I'm the regular kind of producer.
I'm Zuri. I'm the video producer. I don't know what that counts for, but that's what I do.
So for my favorite segment in 2023, I chose a segment from our Atlanta show, which was our first of hopefully and very likely many, because boy, are there a lot of grievances, our first official Love It or Leave It team reunion hosted by the one and only Kandi Burruss.
Okay, Kendra, tell me, who is Shaniqua?
So Shaniqua is our wonderful, amazing director of politics at Crooked Media. I believe her twin sister is actually here tonight. And now it's her identical twin sister. We're both beautiful women. We're both black. We look nothing alike. And yet last year, I believe.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Okay, March 24th, 2021. Jon Lovett did indeed call me Shaniqua as we were leaving a restaurant.
Now,
It actually was March 2022.
How much time is enough time to confuse the names of two black women on your staff? Like, how many years ago does it have to be?
I'm gonna.
Brian?
Thank you so much for asking.
two people. This was a situation where I said the wrong name because I was stoned out of my mind And we were all at a bar together, and I had been in a very long conversation with Shaniqua. And then I left the table, and then we left together. It wasn't that I saw Kendra and thought that is Shaniqua. I simply said the wrong name.
It's so interesting how he's like, no, it's not the bad thing you were thinking. It's a different flavor of the bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no winning this for me. We're cutting this from the show, but
Watch this happen again tonight.
Kandi, thank you so much for being here. Oh, wait. We have one last thing to do. To clear the air and to move beyond this in the spirit of healing, now that we've had this conversation, of which we will never speak again.
Do not get this water on the... Oh, we're going to speak of it so often.
Spirit of healing.
Hold on. It's wine, not water, right, Kendra? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
So my reaction there happened specifically because I was told
not the face.
Not the face.
Oh, okay.
I was very specifically told not to actually hit him with water. But I played softball for 18 years and I was a pitcher.
You can't lose
and
it.
So
I think that's what made it a great toss.
I completely, like, in the moment when I am asked to aim for something, I aim for it, and it did hit him square in the face.
1, 2, 3.
This is my pick for my favorite segment of the year. It's not my favorite. It's one of my favorites. As I said, I've loved Portland. I love the city of Portland. And I love that freaks make the show and freaks listen to the show. And I think this is the best example of that. People are into weird non-sexual, kinky shit, as this segment shows. And I like people who are enthusiasts for niche, weird things like traffic cones.
And yet he makes fun of me for my love of ferrets.
It's a love. I was going to call it a fondness, but if it's love, then I'll legitimize it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who has the mic, and how can we help you? Hi.
Hello. Starting in my early 20s, I began a long-running street cone klepto phase to the point to where, like, my boss at my job supported my fucking habit. And I had a massive collection of cones.
You're really having trouble
speaking. Yeah, gloss over that. And then, like, it's live. It's a live production.
The reason I love this is because, like, it's segments like this that show that, like, people are just animals, and, like, all the diversity of the animal kingdom is reflected in the, like, insane neuroses of just, like, your rank and file fellow man.
Literally seeing the hierarchy of species too.
Yeah, we're on the top. We're on the top.
We're on the top.
Can't stop stealing traffic.
Here's the thing. It's an art because nobody wants to be fucking up anybody's construction sites or safety issues, so you look for the orphan cone, and you get the orphan fucking cone.
I'm so happy I could find a traffic cone for her backstage.
Oh, did you really?
You gave her one?
Yeah, I gave her one.
Oh.
It was not mine to give. I stole it too.
We don't know what the statute of limitations on this is.
Well, I can't stop confessing to my crimes on air.
It's lifelong.
Oh man, Kendra, you ever steal something like a public good?
A public good.
It's an unquenchable habit. It does.
No.
Feel
What about a public bad?
Yeah.
No.
I've never
I haven't
sat
stolen.
on any of them.
All of
The
my
last
stealing,
one I
like,
had,
really
I said never.
was
Young
like
man.
centralized in middle school, and it was like all my dad's wallet.
Ooh, in-house.
I do feel like the psychic veil
Ew.
between you and fucking one of these cones. It's gossamer.
The irony.
You can see through. You can see through it.
The irony is,
you haven't pierced
I
it,
hate
but you can
the
see
color
through
orange.
it.
The best part is that everyone thought this is where she was going to stop.
Give me a fucking break. Yeah. That's what when people hate something, they screech their car to a stop and bring it close. Lenny hated the rabbits.
I'm not indifferent to
Lenny
them.
hated
I
those
get
little
it.
cute rabbits too. Come on.
The last one I stole, I left in my old Nissan Sentra.
There's a subreddit for this.
Somewhere salvaged.
Yeah,
that built Reddit.
There's also a backslash after Pornhub.com.
Yeah. Most of the internet is this.
Absolute stone cold fucking freak.
Take this
There's a
fucking mic
person
back.
here who basically had dead animals as pets, and that person is not as weird as you.
Okay. My moment is the Rant Wheel with Liz Winstead, Miss Pat, Kara Swisher, and Gretchen Carlson. We had Miss Pat on twice this year, I think. And I think she has a cool energy where she knows what we do, but she always does what she does, and I think she makes the show better for that. Also, I don't know, maybe, Brian, you can tell us how we got Gretchen Carlson on the show. I think that's...
Gretchen Carlson was on a press tour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She came to us.
Yeah, she came to us.
Well, that makes sense.
The Lion's Den.
Yeah. I like this because it was the only Rant Wheel that got sort of combative, I think, between Lovett and a guest. Or just, they sort of challenge each other on sort of party norms. And I don't know, it's fun having 3 great comedians on a show, and I think it's indicative of sort of the wild card booking that makes the show cool.
Yeah, I like that all 3 of them, all 4 of them actually, all thought they were the smartest, funniest, most powerful, most influential person on the stage.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was good.
Yeah.
It has landed on Gretchen's rant, which is...
And a regular, too.
There should be a financed independent party in America. Yes.
Sit back.
Yes.
I'll be quiet. Tell me why.
Okay, you're sitting back.
Tell me why.
And I'm going to explain to you why.
Please do.
Because 43% of all Americans identify as independent, and they have no fucking where to go. Because they don't like the right and they don't like the far left, and they sometimes see...
Yeah, Miss Pat is like, you gonna punch her?
Yes, check that.
Become the ugly C word on Capitol Hill. Do you remember in the good old days where we actually got shit done?
Well, we passed the CHIPS Act, we passed the infrastructure bill. Those were both bipartisan.
I actually passed 2 bipartisan bills last year myself.
That's 4, that's right.
However,
What's the C word?
that is not compromise.
Oh, I thought you said.
Yeah, the other one. I was thinking it, Miss Pat.
It's a
That-
Dilbert. I was
Okay,
thinking that
no,
word too.
I am not.
Out of context, that's like great. Or in context.
Kara Swisher looks colder than anyone's ever been.
So
She can't say that word. She was Miss America once.
Oh God. Oh,
You was Miss America?
let's not go there. Yes, I'll
Okay,
tell
we
you
won't.
later.
Okay, finish your rant.
Let's not go there. Yes, I was.
It's gone. You can say it.
Yeah.
She can't.
As I told you, my life has worked in mysterious ways. So that's back for the green room.
No, come on, we
But-
need a purple party.
okay.
Let's hear about
Yes,
it.
purple party. No, I'm not saying the purple party. I don't care what we call it.
Okay.
But there's a huge swath of Americans who feel like they have no voice. I'm being totally serious right now. And the thing is, there's no money behind the independent party. So
This is kind of like the white lady version of
anyone
what
who's won
Kandi was
as
wearing.
an independent candidate, as a Republican or a Democrat, right? Because they're a name commodity, so people know them. So they say, "Oh, I'm suddenly an independent," so now they win. For somebody like myself who might want to get into politics, and I don't want to be in either party, because I
Looking at this now, she's just making a stump speech, sort of. Like, I don't want to get into politics, but if I was.
Yeah. There should be a party that exists so I could be successful.
The other thing I like about this too is it's one of the first videos we put on the YouTube page, which we launched this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's the first or second week, and so it's a big moment for us, and I think we've gotten better at growing our audience there, and it's a Dynasty typewriter, our resident.
Yeah, we'll be back
leader.
next year.
Yeah, so two good reasons to check this out.
I love that we had both the creators of The Daily Show on this year.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And one of them.
And that's all I'll say.
That's all we'll say about that.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for listening and for supporting us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And,
Anytime.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And also thank you to the audience.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
For listening. And just to close it off, I wanted to end with a really nice moment from this year. In February, we had one of my favorite actors, Lance Reddick, on. And this was shortly before he passed. I think he died 2 or 3 weeks right after that. And I remember when he was on, he just really tied together a pretty manic segment in like such a genuine and authentic and real and sweet way. And it's a clip I regularly play back. It's just, well, I guess no further ado. Here's Lance Reddick's plea to the aliens to save humanity.
Hell yeah. God bless.
Okay, thanks.
The past several years, I have lost a lot of faith in humanity, and I've wondered if we deserve to be here. But then I just over and over and over again, I'll see people giving with the greatest amounts of kindness, the greatest amounts of thoughtfulness, the greatest amounts of patience, and I'll think, I mean, maybe there's something to this. Like, good and evil is always fighting, and it's just going to be that way. So here's what I think. I think the aliens should give the whole planet 2 months. And watch. I don't know, but I mean, if they've got the technology to fly light years, they got the technology to monitor every single one of us. And just see who has the capacity for kindness every single day and who doesn't. And who has the capacity for kindness, keep them. And who doesn't, fuck them.
Love it.
And barring that, save my wife because she's the sweetest woman in the world.